Canva is a great website that allows you to create images for a variety of social media platforms. What's so good about it is that it takes the guesswork out of the sizes because they actually lay. What's so good about it is they remove. What's so great about it is that they actually remove the guesswork required to make sure that things are the correct size and actually positioned in the correct way by doing that work for you. So for example, let's say we're looking at Facebook and we want to create a new cover photo. Then here we can see there's a template already created for this, and just underneath, as I hovered over it, you'll see it popped up. And just underneath it, as I've hovered over it, you'll see that it popped up saying that this cover photo is 851 pixels by 315 pixels. So if I click on this, Canva will take me to a template they create that's exactly the right size. Now again, a really nice feature is that they actually show you where the avatar would be positioned over the cover photo. So a lot of people, when they make cover photos, they actually end up having text on the left hand side, and when they upload it to Facebook, then realise that the text can't be seen because it's covered by their profile picture or their avatar. And now we're here on this page, we can actually add anything we want to this. You can see on the left that Canva have actually got lots of photos that they've uploaded themselves, and just down here to the right we can see that these are free. Only a limited amount of them are free. If we scroll down a little further, you'll see that these ones actually have a dollar sign on them. These photos cost $1 each, and that's the way that Canva works. You can use the free photos as much as you want, but if you want to use the paid for, the premium images, then they cost $1 each, and you pay for them on checkout. So if we wanted to use one of these at $1, and we wanted to use one of these icons, again, lots of free ones here, but we'd eventually get down to one which you would have to pay for, then that would be another dollar. So you eventually end up paying the amount for the images that you've actually purchased. But there's lots here that you could use and not have to pay anything for. So let's have a look, for example, if we wanted to use this one. So if I click on here, it now moves it into my cover photo. And we can start to edit this however we want to. So we've got text that's already on there. By clicking this, I can remove some of the text. Remove the word photography. And actually, we could just go over that. So it's a little bit short, so what we can do is just extend that slightly. Just hover over the edge so it turns into a crosshair and move it a little bit better into shot. Shift the word inspired up a little bit as well. And there we go, we've got a potential cover photo that we could use for the library. Now if you wanted to add more to this, there are also lots of little icons, illustrations or shapes that you can add. So let's have a look at icons. Actually, let's not look at icons, let's look at illustrations. And we can search through and see if there's anything which we wanted to use. Lots here which is not really appropriate. This one is quite good, although again you can see on the bottom that that one costs $1. Just go back into the search. So there we have a cover photo. Now as you can see, I made a slight mistake on the end of the word stay there. That's easily rectified. I just double click, go to the end, delete, replace the letter. So there we've got an image there which we could use quite easily as a Facebook cover photo. We might potentially want to be a little bit more adventurous than this, so let's have a look at doing it in a slightly different way. So let's go back to the Canva front screen. You can see that saving itself there, so even if we didn't want to keep this, or we did want to come back to it later, we've got the option to return at a later date. So let's go back to the home screen, pick another Facebook cover, now this time rather than using one of their templates we'll do a little bit more work ourselves. So we'll have a look in the photo section, and again down here lots of free photos which we can use to do whatever we want to do with. Now let's say this month's project is that we want libraries to make a bigger deal of the IT. Let's say that what we're looking at doing this month is trying to use a cover photo to raise awareness of the IT facilities within libraries. What we can do is grab this photo here, move it into the image, and then by holding down Control and dragging we can actually resize the image so it fits across the entire document as much as we want it to. Bring that down a little bit. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing there. The little table tennis bat on the left hand side is not something I particularly want to see on the image, so I'm just kind of hiding it a little bit behind the avatar. You can still see the image slightly on the left, but it's nowhere near as prominent. So we've now got a really nice photo background. What we can then do is go to the text tool, and we've got lots of options here just to bring in pre-designed text, or we can write our own. So if we decided to use the pre-designed, we could click this, change the text, okay, click off there, and then we can shrink that a little bit. And we can actually, if we want to be really creative, if we move it over here, it could look like it's a thought bubble coming from the avatar. That will obviously make a difference based on whatever your current logo is. But there, we've got another very simple cover photo that we could have made. So there's lots that you can do with Canva, and as I said, there are various templates already built into it. So what we've been working on is a Facebook cover photo. They've also got an Instagram post, a Facebook image, posters, presentations. So if you're putting together a slideshow and you want something really graphical to show people the work that you're doing, then that's really useful. And there are many more options as well. As you can see, right down to postcards, Facebook adverts, and various elements. So Canva is a completely free piece of software to use, very, very useful for making quick photos. Perhaps if you don't feel as graphically able to use programs like Photoshop, this makes the process very simple, but it's well worth having a look at and well worth playing around with. It only costs money if you use the premium photos, and at that point they cost $1 each, so you're looking at around about 70 pence per image. But there's lots in there that you shouldn't need to use. One final feature that I will show you before we end this video is if I go back again to the main screen, and we're going to make a Facebook cover. You can also upload your own photos. So if you've taken photos of your own library, you can click Uploads, go to the Upload section, and just find a photo that you would like to use. So this is a photo I used from a recent blog post. Upload, click on it, and it's now within the box. So I can just resize it slightly. This wasn't intended for Facebook, so the phone is going to go a little bit behind the avatar, but there we go. We have our own photo making up the Facebook image, and again we can add more text. You will find it's a little bit fiddly at times getting just the right words. Now that's also a little bit dark there, so you can see we can also change the colour quite easily on those, should we wish to. But very easy to manipulate, very easy to make it do whatever we want it to do. Now again, if we look towards the top right hand corner, that's currently saving at the moment, but as soon as that has saved, then we can download that and we can use it for our own social media needs. Okay, so it's downloaded. Sorry. Okay, so it's now saved, so I can download as an image. It takes a little bit of time just to save it in the file format that we want to use. And there we go, it's downloaded onto my computer. So if I click on this, that's ready to use in whatever way we want. So I hope that's been useful. I think it's a really valuable tool for libraries to be able to use, and it can have you creating amazing images in no time whatsoever.